Hello and welcome to all my beautiful vibrant hearts and ephemeral souls who are Capricorn suns, have big Capricorn placements, or are cross watchers for Capricorn. Welcome to your month ahead messages looking at the month of March 2025. I always want to say the March of month, and I know it's wrong, but I do it all the time, you guys. So I have to be careful. Side note, for those who have been here for a minute, I got rid of my desk chair and I replaced it with an exercise ball. It is doing wonders for my back, but I can't stop bouncing. So this is who I am now. Thank you for standing by. That's also what the squeaking sound is. Can you hear that? That's it. So just wanted to clear the air with that. Okay, so I'm going to pull overarching oracle themes to talk about your month ahead and then clarify with the tarot. I do want to say, while I was preparing to do your reading, I was getting a very serious energy, and I get it, Capricorn vibes. Venus is going to be retrograding through Aries and Pisces from March into mid-April. And I feel like for you guys, there's some reevaluation with your business and finances, like hardcore. So look at what houses Aries and Pisces fall in for you. Or if you have Aries and Pisces placements, what those are. If you're looking for guidance based on your personal astrology, I do offer astrological guidance sessions where we really dig in pretty in-depth. So if you're interested in booking that with me, you can do so through my website, link down below. But yeah, that's a big vibe I'm getting. And it feels like whatever's going to come out for your month ahead messages is connected to that. Okay. I was only going to pull one card. You guys are the second reading I'm doing. I did Aries first. They also got 2 cards. So maybe this is going to be the theme. But you have card 3 with the throat chakra and expression. And you have card 19 with the peach, selenite, the universal chakra, and insight. You see how we have all these like little figures here? When I pull this card, because it's the universal chakra, I kind of take this to be where we're connecting at like a really deep energetic and psychic level with people in our soul family, the people with whom we do our spiritual work. Immediately what I'm getting is there's a sense here where I feel like for you guys, excuse me, I'm sorry. There is an energy of kind of finally getting, I want to say the hint, but getting like the realization, the full understanding that some aspect of where you are, and for many of you, this has to do with your career, is not where you want to be. It's not the people you want to be around. I feel like you guys are psychically connecting with your soul family, and there's this recognition of, yeah, I'm not in the right place, or I'm not with the right people. And so this is going to be a month where I almost get this energy. You might blurt this out or just become very suddenly aware of this. And it's like, I got to do something about this, like right now. There's kind of that energy a little bit. So let's get some tarot messages for some details. 1 card, 2 cards, red cards, blue cards. No, that would be kind of fun though. High Priestess, Pisces energy. Yeah, you guys are getting the signs. You're getting the intuitive knowing that like something's not right here. 3 of Wands, that you want something different for your future. A lot of you guys are going to be going to work making plans on that or tweaking your plans to get the best result. Knight of Wands, Sagittarius energy. The Lovers, Gemini energy. And the King of Cups, interesting. Scorpio energy. So I do have to say, I was picking up more career, but there's a very strong message here with the King of Cups and the Lovers that this also, for some of you, this could be love. You could be making a choice between 2 people just because the Lovers is smack dab in the middle, and that can indicate a choice. On the one side, there is this person who is fun, who is exciting, who's very sexy, very charismatic. You love to be around them. But this is somebody who's always coming and going, right? And then you could have this person here who is very stable, who's very consistent. They're very emotionally mature. Now, I'm noticing this. I'm going to try to be careful about how I show it based on this. So sometimes when I have like a choice card and there's 2 cards on either side, I kind of look at it like these are your 2 options. Notice how both these people have their back turned to the Lovers. This one, though, is speeding away. So if you have a choice between 2 people this month, you could have somebody who likes to keep to themselves. Maybe you're not talking to them right now, or they don't seem like this connection is not their top priority, but they're consistent, they're stable, they're not going anywhere. So this person could be more exciting, could be more fun, could give you more attention and energy, but it feels like it's very intermittent. I do see that here. But another thing I'm seeing is that you guys could be making decisions in general in your life. And again, I was getting a heavy career energy. And for some, there's Venus rules creativity, partnerships, business, and finance. So there could be, I notice there's a lot of crossover with Venus energy sometimes, where it's like patterns that we repeat, that we have in our love life, we repeat in our work life, vice versa, or they're mirror opposite reflections of each other. So you might find that this Venus retrograde calls into question both like themes within your work life, but also within your relationships. You could be having to make choices and trying to balance between two parts of yourself. The part of yourself that craves adventure and excitement, the part of yourself that craves emotional stability. This isn't usually what this card means. I'm getting this energy of consistency as well. And so you could be trying to find two, like trying to blend these two, because we have fire and water, blend these two parts of yourself together. You could have been kind of prioritizing one part of yourself and ignoring the other part. And it feels like there's a recognition of like, I have to try to make decisions that are good for all parts of me. You could be around these types of people. So either people who, are creative and interesting and they inspire you, they're exciting, but they're not stable for you. And that's not really doing it. That's not really helpful. Or around people who are very emotionally mature, who are, very calm, they're placid individuals, but there isn't that spark. They don't, inspire you to reach for new heights. So some of you guys have this kind of sense where you're evaluating the connections in your life and seeing what you really need. And with this insight and this like picture right here, I definitely do see that here. So let's get some more details. What is the Lovers all about? Because this is what the choice is centered around. The Knight of Swords, it feels like you guys have a decision to make. I don't always get that for this card. We have more Gemini energy, so I like how it's Gemini on Gemini. But you guys might have a decision to make. You have two very fast-moving knights here. It feels like there's a deadline, or again, like there's a quick, there's a push forward. And a lot of you guys feel that, even if it's not like an external deadline that's kind of applying pressure. A lot of you guys feel this pressure to like, I gotta make a choice. I gotta get out of here. I gotta move forward. I can't be standing still anymore. I can't be in this situation anymore. Four of Cups reverse, whatever this is, you're acknowledging your feelings about it. It feels like this is you coming back into balance, right? So if you've been, on the go, fast pace, it's like, I need some stability here. I need to feel like emotionally centered, at rest. I haven't even had time to catch my breath or process, especially in the last 6 months I'm getting. If it's been like one thing after another, there's like a sense of like, I need to slow down. I need to take care of me, and I need to be surrounded by other people who do the same. Especially if you're surrounded by people who kind of like living in the fast lane. It's like, I need to take a break here. If you've been around people who, like you've been in a space where you're really like sitting and you're nurturing your emotions, you're doing a lot of inner work, you're doing a lot of shadow work. This is paid off. This is really good. But there's a sense here of like, I got to get going again. I got to get living life. I got to get moving. And I want to be around people who get me like, revved up and excited about stuff. So put yourself where you see yourself. But I feel like there's this push with the Knight of Swords to make a choice. What is the Knight of Swords? What's this one? Four of Swords. Yeah, there's a sense here of like, I've got to make some type of decision. For a lot of you, you've been in the same pattern for a while, right? You may have been given, like I said, a deadline, an ultimatum on a decision, and it's like, I got to make some type of choice. For some of you, you're avoiding giving an answer with the Four of Swords, and you're like, I know I need to say something soon, which means I got to have an answer for somebody. Some of you are deciding whether or not to move. Ace of Wands, yeah, because there's a new beginning that's starting. You just feel it, you know it, you're ready for it. And so a lot of you guys are doing some pretty deep contemplation about what you want your life to look like and what you want to be surrounded by, especially the people you're surrounded by. High Priestess, because there's the intuitive knowing. What is the Knight of Wands here? It's not this one. It's this one. Four of Pentacles, okay. 10 of Pentacles, interesting. And the King of Cups. Yeah, this is what I mean. Okay, Ace of Wands, Queen of Cups. So again, we have a true pair here. For some, There is this relationship. You might be choosing between two people and you're making a decision saying, okay, you know, okay, let me back up. If you're choosing between two people, it feels like this is a month where you're getting insight that the Knight of Wands is somebody who they're consistent in their inconsistencies. They're always going to be like this, right? What you like about them, you're always going to like about them. What's a pain in the ass about them is always going to be a pain in the ass. They're not changing anytime soon. And it feels like if you have this King of Cups energy here, there's kind of this like renewed excitement. You might have a renewed passion with this person. You might kind of start to like have some sexy chemistry, some energy here. And it feels like what it leads you to, right? You might like go on some exciting dates or have some really like spirited conversations, particularly about like your spiritual beliefs or the future. There's a recognition here. What it leads you to is that this is the match that you've been looking for. So if you're trying to choose between two people, it feels like one of them makes themselves blatantly apparent as like the better match for you, the better fit for you, specifically on a long-term basis. Now, for those of you where this is not romance, it's interesting. I was laughing because, again, we have these oppositional energies even showing up on either side. There's this Knight of Wands here, which is fast-paced, fast-moving, like very much on the go, and then met with this Four of Pentacles that's very, very stable. Two opposite energies here. We have this kind of like very stable, calm, consistent energy of the King of Cups meets the Ace of Wands. Something's getting up, getting moving. So it feels like what you guys are recognizing is that either way, there needs to be a blending of these two sides of yourself, or you need to see balance from either side. And it feels like because the Queen of Cups came out, it feels like whatever path you end up picking, this is the path that you're going to go with more, right? It feels like a lot of you are going to decide, just because we have a true pair here, something that matches your energy, is that the path that is, a lot of you are going to decide to kind of stay on the emotionally consistent path, or are going to opt for the emotionally consistent path rather than the exciting path, right? And the reason why is because it's kind of like, okay, this provides a framework that I can add more to, right? I can add more exciting things. So for some, let's say if you're trying to decide whether or not to renew a job contract where you move around a lot, it's kind of like, yeah, it's exciting, I'm moving around a lot, but I am also kind of stuck doing the same thing, right? Or it's like, yeah, I move to a new city every 3 months. I do, this is week 1, week 2, week 3. It's like you're in a similar cycle, even if it's like rotating scenery. Does that make sense? Rotating cast of characters. So even though it feels different, it's ultimately kind of just the same thing over and over and over again. Even if, you're hanging out with people who are exciting and always doing something new, it feels like it never amounts to much. It never goes past a certain point. Whereas it feels like with this path, there is stability. There is this kind of, what to expect. There is this calm. There's a foundational energy here, again, that you can add things to. So this path, let's say this is like you're staying in one location. It's like, well, now I can deeply explore what this city has to offer, or I can focus more on cultivating community, a friend group. Instead of like jumping from hobby to hobby, I'm picking a new one and I'm getting really invested in it. And I know what I want to do and it makes me happy. So it feels like whatever these two kind of paths are for you, you guys are deciding that this one is a match for your energy. This is what you've been calling in, right? The path that's generally more consistent, more stable, more supportive is going to be a better fit for you, right? You might be kind of transitioning into this new chapter of your life, this new version of yourself. And again, because these came out to clarify the Lovers, I feel like a lot of you guys are making some type of definitive choice, or and that's where the expression card comes in, some type of definitive choice, or you're having an important conversation. What's this like expression? 9 of Wands. A lot of you guys are deciding whether or not to go after something, whether or not to fight for something or let it go. 2 of Cups. For a lot of you, you're trying to decide what kind of person you want to be around, what kind of person you want to be with, what makes you actually emotionally happy. So you might have 2 major paths, 2 major styles of doing something, 2 major opportunities, one of which feels exciting, but is ultimately kind of repetitive and like feels like another go around of the same cycle. The other, which might not seem the most exciting or might not necessarily seem like something you would have gone for in the past, but is actually where you're being called and where you're being led, because it feels like a lot of you guys are, you've changed, you've leveled up, and there's a sense here that this other path is a better fit for you now than whatever it was you were doing or you were chasing. Yeah, because the top of the deck is the Six of Cups. Some of you guys are deciding to make it work and try again with somebody that you have a foundation with, instead of maybe trying your hand and dating somebody new. There's like a sense of like, let's try to make this work. Let's go back and try to figure this out. Some of you guys, it is Venus retrograde. So this is somebody from your past and you're going to try again. Cut the deck and we have the High Priestess. This is something you feel drawn to do. This is somebody that you feel very, very connected to. So that is what I am seeing for your month ahead. I hope that's been helpful. I want to thank you for being here with me and sharing your time and energy. I'm knocking everything over. And I will see you soon. Take care, friends. Bye.